Lift off on another Tarot Today live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us across the globe. I'm Dax Carlisle coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona, and joining me is, as always, the fabulous Mary Brown. Happy
Hi,
Psychic
Dax.
Saturday.
Happy Psychic Saturday.
Woo!
Here
Here
we
we
are.
are again. We are live video streaming on YouTube and simulcasting on Blog Talk Radio on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. So if you're listening to us on Blog Talk, hey, if you want to see us and, see us pull the cards and all that kind of fun stuff, come over to YouTube. Go over to tarottoday.live. That's actually a URL that'll take you right to our YouTube channel. I'm thinking of Facebook for some reason. And you'll see the live right there. You can click on it and jump in with us. And there's a chat in there, and that's what we use for the chat room. So if you want to chat with us live during the show, you got to be on the YouTube channel on the YouTube live. Now, if you're watching us right now on YouTube, you can call into the show, right, Mary?
Yes, I can. They can call into the show, and those listening on Blog Talk can call into the show as well. And the number to call is 714-816-4628. Be sure to press the number 1 on your dial pad because that lets us know that you want to be on the air with us. And again, 714-816-4628 is the number to call. Press 1.
Yay. And you can also, besides calling in, if you don't want to call in or you can't because maybe you're at work and the boss is looking at you, but you can type in there, in the chat. You can ask questions and ask for mini readings right there in the chat. And Mary, they don't have to request to get on a list or anything like that, right?
No, they don't. All they have to do is type in, please pull a card for me. Or if they have a specific question, just type in your question. You don't have to ask for a reading. You don't have to take a number and get on a list and get a call and wait for a call back, all of that. You don't have to do any of that.
Yeah, apparently a lot of other channels and even on the radio, they do it that way,
Yeah.
Too complicated,
A little.
Just type it in there, we'll get back, and we try to go in the order. Now, if we miss you, don't get all upset and spam the chat there. Don't worry, we're going to get to everybody, as long as time allows us. Anyway, we're here for an hour. I see a lot of our Tarot Guild members are joining us in the chat, and
Hello.
Sharona's in there.
Hey, Sharona.
Sharona's on our board, and also she hosts Magic Universe the second and fourth Sundays. I had to think real hard there on Psychic Talk, and she'll be doing a show tomorrow. We'll tell you about that in a little bit here. Sharon's in there from the Tarot Guild.
Hi, Sharon.
Growing Old with Purpose, Rosie, she's a member.
Hi, Rosie.
Borders Rule, that's
Charlotte.
Right? Yeah, hi, Charlotte. And on the phone lines, we've got a few callers. So, one dropped off. Well, when you're calling in,
call back.
Yeah, call back. Maybe something happened, but call in and press the number 1 on your dial pad so your hand gets raised, and try to stick it out, because if
hang in there, baby.
Yeah, if you hang up and you call back in, then you get put at the very bottom of the queue. You don't want that. So 714-816-4628. And it's still the beginning of the year. Crazy stuff going on. I mean, look at what happened in Congress. House of Representatives couldn't get their act together for 5-6 days. Oh my
We're
God.
off to a good start, huh?
Well,
oh boy.
I'm just worried about the future. In fact, that might be something to pull cards on for Psychic Spin at the end of the month, because if they had that much trouble, what kind of a disaster are we in store for over the next couple of years?
Chaos.
Also, end of the holidays and everything, I took down all the lights and all the decorations and packed it all up and put it all away. Oh, I'm too old for this. I need to start hiring someone to do it, I think.
Well, did you pull a card of the day?
It's the 7th.
And what are the numbers?
That's what I was just going to get to, because it's Saturday the 7th. And so, 7 is that spiritual number in numerology. This is a great day to explore your spirituality. Things like that, also just in general, how's the universe work, the law of attraction, things like that. People have a life past 7 have a huge curiosity into those things. They're the natural detectives of the world. So whenever we have that 7 energy, we're all feeling a little bit about that. And it's the entire day reduces to 6, which is that nurturing energy. So family, friends, home, and nurturing. And with those two numbers together, I'm thinking a lot of, research, like, family. So I'm thinking like genealogy. This would be a great day to start that genealogy project, for instance. So I pulled a card of the day to, get some more reference, and I got the 4 of coins. The 4 of coins, 4 is structure in numerology. And, I wanted a little qualifier on that. So I pulled another card. And I got, let's see if I get this in frame here, the 7 of wands, guarding the border there, and the structure here. So what does that mean? Today, you want to look at your borders. Yeah. What boundaries have you put up? Okay. And especially because it's that 6 energy relating to relationships. It could be partnerships, business partnerships. It can be friendships, family, it could be significant other, all those kind of things. Look at your boundaries. Look at your boundaries. Another thing that I'm getting from this, it's that time of year, Mary, New Year's resolutions and everything like that. Look how closely he's, holding that pentacle, that coin, to his chest. You want to keep your cards close to your vest is what I'm getting from that, that old adage. Normally, I tell people that it's going to help you if you blast it out everywhere. Hey, I'm quitting smoking. I need your help. Don't offer me a cigarette. Don't be upset if I don't go outside with you when you go smoking like I used to. Get everybody involved. I want to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym, get a gym buddy. You're every time you go on Yelp or whatever, you're checking in, Facebook, Yelp, it's like, look, I went to the gym again. Normally I tell people to let the entire world know and help you out. I'm not getting that right now. This card really, and especially with the 7 of wands also, I think it's a better idea this year to not tell everybody about your intentions. What intentions have you set? What are your goals? Your New Year's resolutions? Yeah. Don't tell anybody. Just do it. So that's what I got, Mary. What'd you get for card of the day?
Well, I think really I got a reading of the day. And it all started because one of my tarot students asked me about oracle cards. And the thing is like, we talk about this in tarot, and this is one thing I've covered with her, is that, 3 cards can make a sentence. They can make a story. This idea of like, reading cards as a way of storytelling. We've been working with that, weaving together the meanings of cards, combining them to tell the story. And, she's like, well, can you do that with oracle cards if they're like all kinds of different cards? And I was like, sure. Because why not? Right. Sure you can. And so, then I was like, oh, geez. Okay. I should do that. I don't really do that. So I did that. I took 3 different decks, 2 new ones that I've had gotten recently, and then I'm trying to see, what did I do with that? Oh, here it is. One is, I talked about this the last couple of episodes. I think it's a Power of the Elements deck by Cassie White. Review forthcoming. I am really noticing some cool things about this deck, just saying. And then the other recent Oracle deck that I got here is the Lyran Oracle. This comes from Now Imaginations, Flo Karuna. Again, I love this deck. And then this is a deck I've had for quite a while called Messages from Heaven, Communication Cards by Jackie Newcomb. And, I thought, okay, what could be more different? The Messages from Heaven deck and the Power of the Elements decks and the Lyran Oracle all claim to be channeled decks, but obviously they're channeling very different energies. We have nature, we have fifth dimensional white lion beings, and we have heaven, who's in heaven. I don't know, dead people, right? But a bunch of cool other things as well. So anyways, the channeled message here, that's how I kind of think of it, starts with the Power of the Elements deck, and is talking about finding balance. And if you notice, if you can read the little message at the bottom there, it's saying seek balance between doing and being. So think about that. Think about that this week. Are you just being there and you're not really doing anything? It's like, have you reached a point where it's enough to just, be? It's time to think about doing. And what's so interesting is the Messages from Heaven card that comes in the center of this is, you are ready for a change of scenery. Explore, get out there and explore, change the scenery in some way. And finally, from the, as I said, fifth dimensional white lion beings, we have the, of course, cosmic star family that's talking about support, socializing, community. So I feel like all of these actually really weave together. They tell the story of somebody that needs to get off the couch. It's time to get off the couch. Maybe you don't jump right into whatever intentions or resolutions you set for the new year, but do something. Do something. Find that balance. People are being too maybe sedentary, or just not moving and doing. So that's what I got.
Wow. That was awesome, Mary.
Isn't that wild? They actually did go together.
By the way, when we do these cards of the day, and I do the numerology too, let us know if this is resonating with you. I'm wondering if anybody out there is having issues, with boundaries and everything like I was talking about. So let us know in the chat, or when you dial in at 714-816-4628. We have a bunch of people jumping in there, and we got some questions in the chat. First off was Sharon. Sharon just says, pull a card for me. So we're going to pull a card for Sharon. Oh, hello. Ooh, hello. Sharon, what is going on with you? Okay, so there's people coming in, and I'm getting earth signs, page of coins. Okay. And then right after that, a celebration, the 4 of wands, so I'm wondering, is there a new beau in your life? Or maybe there's one coming in that you don't know about. Or maybe your nephew's going to a bar mitzvah. He's getting bar mitzvahed. Is that a verb? I don't know. Or maybe somebody else is getting married, or maybe it's a birthday celebration, one of your kids. I don't know what's going on here, but that's the message that's coming through right here. And to, obviously enjoy yourself with this. Let us know in the chat, Sharon, if any of that resonates, or maybe it is something else. But let's see what Mary's getting what card she's getting.
Well, I am actually just pulling a card from the Messages from Heaven deck for Sharon. I don't
Great
know why.
idea.
It just seemed like it wanted me to pull a card from it. And the message is, we will light the path to new possibilities for your future. Stay aware. Stay aware. You know, it kind of reminds me a bit of the Seven of Cups. You know, so often when the Seven of Cups comes up, that is a card of like, there's a lot of options, there's a lot of possibilities. And what can happen is, if one particular pathway doesn't really just light up really brightly for us, then we fall into one of those other meanings of the Seven of Cups, and that's procrastination, indecision. We can't decide. We can't decide. So the message is that there is going to be a path lighted up for you, and just keep your eyes open.
Oh,
so that's
wow.
what I got.
Let's see. And I think we have one. By the way, shout outs to folks that have come in. Vera, Enraj.
Hello.
I think that's everybody. Enraj says, can I get a card pull? Go ahead, Mary.
Okay.
You're next on The Price is Right. What? Come on down.
Oh, I would love to be on The Price is Right. I love all those little crazy games on that show. But just a card from the Power of the Elements deck. Again, this is purported to be a channeled message card. Water, express your truth. It's all about expression. You know, you can see, you know, that water represents emotion. The blue colors that you see in that's the throat chakra. So are you speaking your truth, or, you know, do you have anything bottled up? It's time to release it, and gently. You know, that isn't like a raging ocean. You know, that's not a torrent or a diatribe. You know, that's peaceful. Peacefully speak your truth. That's how you know, step into your power. Let's see what Dax says.
Oh, sure. You know, I mean, I got the world card. You know, it's just really, really nice when we get the world card. You know, it looks like an eye. Do you ever notice that if you turn it sideways here in the Grand Lux deck? And at the same time, it's also the Vesica Pisces, you know, literally the womb of the universe. I mean, when you get the world card, the world is really open to you, Enraj. And I couldn't resist. I pulled another card because I wanted a little clarification on that. And I got Justice. Card 11, Illumination, the Master Illuminator number, which if you think about it, you know, that's very illuminating, this card here. I have trouble getting stuff in frame. Anyway, there we go. And so here, as we start this new year, take a look at your life, the different areas of your life, and think along the lines of balance. Let's see, what else do we got going on here? Okay, so before we get to any more calls, Mary, I'm sorry, before we get to any more questions in the chat, let's go to calls. That's what I meant to say. Oh my gosh, because we have a lot of calls. It's just lit up like a Christmas tree. Hey, Christmas is over, you know. Let's see, area code 509 looks like it's the first caller, Mary. Hello, 509. Are you there, caller?
Yes. Hi.
What's your name, hon? Where are you calling from?
My name is Erica, and I'm calling from Washington State.
Awesome.
Hi, Erica. What do you want to talk about?
Hi, good morning. I would like to change careers or do something like to generate income in a different way from what I have been doing. And I just wanted to see like what advice you guys have in that regard. And I also really connect with what Dax said earlier about keeping your business on the low. I think it's very important. And that's definitely something that I want to do this year. Just, I don't really want to associate much or even let other people know what I'm doing, because it's just not good, I guess.
Well, it allows you to keep your focus on it, and you're not distracted about other people's input about it. If you're just hanging out with friends and having a good time, and that's what you really need when you get away from your project, is you need to relax and not have them ask a million questions, and also all the naysayers. It's like, oh, you'll never be able to get that to work, Erica. It's not happening. Blah blah blah. You don't want all that BS. And I think you're able to focus more. I think there's just too much of a possibility of the negative folks out there, and there's already tons of that in the media. You don't need more of that from your family and your friends. Get it going really well, and then go, oh, look what I did. Maybe even have a party, to celebrate. It's like, oh yeah, I just broke my first million in my new business. And then they can't say nothing, Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. I like
so
that
here's
idea. Recently.
I was just going to say, here's a little advice, but do you have something to say before I pull the cards? I thought you had.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Just real quick here. And this is really interesting because I got a 6 card and another 6 card. And 6 is success in numerology. I just love this. First of all, you're making slow, steady progress towards the goal. Okay. Swords are thoughts and ideas. In traditional versions of this card, the swords are actually in the boat with the travelers. That means they're carrying all of those thoughts and ideas with them. And in general, in most versions of the card, the boat is moving away from some rough, choppy water to calm seas. And in the distance, is the goal. There's like a house on the shore across. Now, Ciro Marchetti in his Grand Lux version has turned it around. We're facing the boat instead of seeing behind it. That's all. But it's still very pretty. I don't know if you're on YouTube seeing this, but everybody else can see it. And then 6 of coins. There's huge scales in this version, and they're weighing it out. Okay, so typically they're giving alms to the poor, and they're being very, very careful, measured what they're giving out, which also leads back to our whole thing we just talked about with letting people know what you're doing. Measured response, like only giving out a very little bit, if anything at all. But also, this is a card of balance as well. There might be some balancing going on with the project, but it's 6. It's success. It bodes very well. And just to go even crazier, let's get another 6 card, the Lover's card. So you literally got success, 3 cards in a row. And the Lover's card, in this context is originally it was a card of choices. So there might be some choices as you go down this road, but also I'm thinking about, the first thing that popped in my head is, do what you love. So make sure that anything you do with this project is not just, because I'm going to get a paycheck. You got to be doing it because you love it. Let's see if Mary has any more advice for you. Mary?
Yes.
Okay,
so
thank you.
What I got is kind of interesting. It feels like, money is kind of a central thing maybe with this. We have the 5 of Pentacles, and that can be a card of lacking and feeling like we don't have enough. And usually in readings, if it's not about money, it's about how confident we are. We can kind of, when we are taking on more or taking our life in a different direction for change, because we do have the Wheel of Fortune here, sometimes that can kind of bring up insecurities that we have about our ability to make money, to be successful, all of those things. But the Queen of Swords comes up underneath everything. And it's like, to me, in that position, it's saying that don't measure your success in money, and definitely not from the start. And, don't let that be the focus. It's time to move onward and upward. We have the Eight of Swords, and you see I don't know if you can see because you're on the phone, but there's a long road ahead. But it's good things, so as you embark on this, changing career path or whatever, this may really signify like a turning point in your life and a time to step into that Queen of Swords energy, because there's a sense of like certainty, being goal oriented, keeping your eye on the prize, having a direction and the brains to figure it out. So I think good things are in the future with this.
Ooh. Awesome sauce.
Awesome.
Thanks for calling.
Okay.
Thanks
well,
for calling in.
Yes, thank you so much.
By the way, folks in the chat were talking about my deck that I'm using. So I just want to show everybody real quick. Get the camera back on. It's hard to do all these things, like talking in the chat and do your camera and switching things on and off. So bear with me. Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Marchetti. It is fabulous. Got some really great comments on it. The cards are terrific. Even like the Devil card, what else do we got? Strength, things like that. So what I did was I put a link to it on Amazon in the chat for everybody there. Let's see. I'll take another call here, Mary.
Awesome.
And you are up first this time. Area code 307. Are you there? I'm getting feedback. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, we got to put them back on hold. 307, call back in again, and we'll give them time to call back in and refresh their line. But meanwhile, we're going to go over to area code 845. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? 845. Hello. Hello, 845. Are you there? Okay, we're gonna put them back on hold. Okay, 845. If you're hearing us now, we had to put you back on hold, and we'll come back to you after this call. We're gonna go to area code 651. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, 651.
Hi, Christiana calling from. Hi.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear over Mary's shuffling. What's your name, hon?
Christiana.
Christiana
from Minnesota.
Okay. From Minnesota.
What did you want to talk about?
We all have to do that.
It's not too specific, but I was just wondering if you saw anything like new and exciting happening for me this year.
Anything new and exciting happening this year? Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question to ask for year's reading, right?
It is. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So anything new and exciting. Wow. Okay, so there's I would say that there's some excitement going on, focusing on the idea of like, is it new? Is there anything new about this, man? I'm not getting like any of the aces or even like the Fool card or even the Magician card, any of the things that I would think of as new or signaling a big change. But the really great thing is the cards that came up. I mean, the central focus card is about balance. It's a justice card. And so, you might think about that. Is this a year where I really have it kind of all on balance? And what is the justice card in between surrounding it? Like all the cards are going around that card. And on the one side, we have the Empress energy. So your creativity, potentially children, if you have children, but that nurturing quality, that allowing things to grow. So this could be a year of growth for you. Also, the Lovers card comes up here. Very interesting. And this is really, a pretty romantic depiction of the Lovers card. So,
The orange.
romance could be in the offing there. And then also the Hierophant card comes up. So there could be spiritual things going on too. We could look at it that way, or it might be a good time to maybe mentor or take on a mentor. And then finally, the Eight of Pentacles. What skill set do you have that, is it making you money? Are you using it? Those are some of the questions that I would ask about that, because you have the potential to do something that your efforts get rewarded for this year. So if that is new, or if any of that's exciting, then hopefully it fits the bill for you. But to me, this looks like this is a good year for you. But let's see what Dax is getting.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
That sounds really exciting, Christiana. What I got is more about career, business, things like that. First of all, the Four of Swords. Four, again, is structure. We talked about that before with the card of the day and, creating some boundaries. In this particular case, this is one of those thinking outside of the box cards, taking a step back and reevaluating and looking at everything. And I think, in the beginning of a new year in January, in the first week, literally that's what we should all be doing, right? Okay. But I also got the Hermit card, which is another card about taking a step back. Okay. So that's what I think is going on here. The message, Christiana, is to take a step back, reevaluate, take a look at everything. What are you drawn to? And then a new opportunity comes in, and it's Wands, which is typically career, business, things you're passionate about. If it was romance or something like that, you'd be getting Cups. It's just the difference in the what the suit is really here. And there's a dragon in this one. I love the Ace of Wands in this deck because I love dragons. Actually, all of the wands have dragons on them, which I think are, it's just awesome. And it's that fiery energy. You can really feel it in this card, the fiery energy, so I've been trying to get away from telling people to, follow their passion. That's what you hear all the time. Follow your passion, follow your passion. I think it's what's better to do as you take this, step back with the Four of Swords and the Hermit card is, how can you solve a big problem for somebody else and then fit that into what you're passionate about doing, or the way in which you like to work. Some people want to be out traveling, other people want to be at home working from home remotely, other people want to have an office. How do you like to work? And mesh that then with this big problem that you're solving for somebody else, and this new opportunity is going to present itself. I hope that helps you out, Christiana. Thanks for the call.
Okay, well, thank you.
Awesome. Happy New Year. Enjoy the rest of your weekend as well.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Oh, it's the bottom of the hour. So real quickly, I'm going to let everybody know that tomorrow, Sharona has special guest Joe Monteleone back on the show. And I know I'm butchering his name. I don't want to say it the Italian way. It's like Oh gosh, my accent's not that good. But Joe is a master tarot teacher. And he was on our show last month, but there was technical difficulties. So fingers crossed. I don't know, in the chat, Sharona, let us know, are we in Mercury retrograde still? I'm hoping that you don't have any issues, at least technically wise, tomorrow when you have Joe back on, because he is a very interesting guest. So tune in tomorrow. That's only on radio, folks. It's not on YouTube. So you have to go over to the radio channel. And of course, the easy way to get all the information and so forth is to go to thetarotguild.com. You'll find it under events, and you can listen in on the player. I already have it installed on the chat room on the Tarot Guild website. So all you got to really do tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, go over to thetarotguild.com, click on chat, or thetarotguild.com/chat. You can join us in the chat room, and you can listen in right there on the player to Sharona's live show tomorrow. And it's the same phone number. You can call in and get a reading tomorrow. Mary and I will be back on Monday, only on YouTube. So you got to join us in the chat on the YouTube live. We'll be live, same bat time, same bat channel on Monday, January 9th. So that's everything coming up there. Let's pop back into the chat here, Mary, and take a look. Sharon says, here's a good one, Mary. Sharon says, I love the cards of the day and the numerology of the day. Sometimes that is why I tune in. Yes,
Oh, cool.
They resonate with me all the time.
Cool.
Borders rules. So Charlotte says, off topic, but I love the color of Mary's fingernails. And Mary, I wrote back, that's not off topic.
That is always on topic, girlfriend. Woo. I went with it's kind of like a pink rose kind of color. I don't know, but thank you. Thank you. Oh, and speaking of makeup, now that we're on the topic of makeup,
sure.
Can we be on the topic of makeup? So,
yep.
And Dax, you and I were talking about this like in the green room right before the show about subscriptions and everything. And, just the coolest, I swear it's tarot related, thing happened, right? So I got this, here it is. I got this deck. That's the one I'm using today, the Radiant Wilds Tarot by some dude, Nat Gersberger. I love it. I love this deck, right? And I have an Ipsy subscription. If anybody gets like monthly Ipsy, you get a little cosmetic bag with like products to try, that kind of thing. And look at this bag. This was like the latest bag I got from Ipsy, and it goes perfectly.
I love those card backs there. Wow.
It goes perfectly with the colors. And so it's a tarot miracle. Okay, maybe not a miracle, but I thought it was cool. I've been thinking it was cool like all day. So
awesome.
There you go.
Awesome.
Your makeup moment.
that was our makeup moment. We should have Sharona come on because she did that,
Oh my God, she's brilliant. She knows everything. We should have her. Oh, Sharona, come on.
It should be every Saturday. She should come on camera for 5 minutes and do a makeup spot or something, I think.
Give us a tip.
Give us a tip, Sharona. Oh, speaking of Sharona, I have a question. Sharona says, will I find a publisher for my tarot deck and its guidebook? I'll be sending out proposals after January 18th. So let's pull some cards on that, Mary. I think I'm up first.
You are up first.
So doing it right away as a yes, no. And of course that I know it's not super helpful because, if I say yes, well, that's nice. Doesn't tell you any information. If I say no, again, doesn't tell you any information, and the future is not written in stone. These are outcomes completely dependent on the current moment based on our trajectory from past decisions that we've made lead to a probable outcome. I'm getting a mixed bag here. I'm not getting a yes, and I'm not getting a no, Sharona, on this. It's one of those, yeah, maybe. So when I get those in tarot, that's telling me that there's more to be done and more thinking. Remember, I was talking about taking a step back, creating some boundaries, okay, in the cards of the day and the numerology of the day. And also the 7-day is about doing the research. You know, I think there's more to it. I know you're going to send out the got my mind just blank, Mary. What'd she say? The proposals to the publishers. So this is what I'm getting. Okay, so first up, I get a page card. Then I get the tower card. Oops. Then I get another page card. I do not know what's going on with these pages, but it's obvious from the tower card that there's a shift of foundation that needs to happen here. Maybe you're not going at it quite right, or maybe that's not the way to say it, but that there's another way, and that you need to take a step back and reevaluate the whole thing and the proposals. Then I get the King of Pentacles. This is the decision maker. So you will be dealing with these decision makers. And I think it all comes down to the proposal and, oh God, I don't know how to say this, but I just have this feeling like there's a different way of presenting it in your proposals than you've thought of. I'm not saying scrap everything. I'm just saying take a step back, like the Hermit and the Four of Swords that we got with the previous caller, just take a step back. And lastly, this is the Four of Cups, and we know what that means. Okay. Apparently you might not be happy with the first three, but there's a fourth option being offered up here, and you might not even be aware of that. This could be a total shift. You might decide to self-publish at some point or something like that. I don't know, go a different route, or as I was saying, it doesn't have to be a complete change. Maybe this is talking about a different way of proposing. Let's see what Mary's getting. Maybe she has some brighter news. Mary, do you have any brighter news for Sharona?
I think I have good news for Sharona. The central card I got was the Page of Pentacles, and what's interesting is above that, kind of setting the atmosphere, you could say, sort of the theme of the answer is the Eight of Cups, onward and upward, right? There's maybe something about it that we've got to let go of, maybe an element of it, maybe a chapter in a guidebook, maybe something we got to let go of in order to move forward and make it up the mountain, right? And I think you do make it up the mountain. We have the Nine of Pentacles. What I asked is the question, right, when I was drawing these cards is, what about finding a publisher this year? How does that look? Not so much a yes or no, but like kind of what you need to know about it. And under that Page of Pentacles, I feel like, the Page of Pentacles so often to me is saying like practice makes perfect. Sometimes we need to learn something. And I feel with this is actually saying, no, you need to talk to the Knight of Wands. And I love the Knight of Wands in this particular deck. Again, the Radiant Wilds tarot deck. And in the other card that came up was a Temperance card in the Paths position, literally. And here's the thing that's really interesting, because while you were like going on about, the proposal, the presentation or something, I don't know, I was like reading, while you were talking. So I heard like part of it, but I thought, wow, brand new deck. I haven't really, here's the book that comes with it, the Radiant Wilds Atlas. And I thought, I'm going to look at the book, right? Because we're asking about a deck and guidebook set. And I'm like, what does this deck even say about it? And there's an affirmation, Sharona. I take action that serves the greater good. So that's the one thing that I want you to think about is like in your proposal, how can you say how this additional deck coming into being serves a greater good? Maybe there's an angle there that appeals to a publisher that you're presenting it to. And then finally, they have, it's so weird because this deck is sort of desert based, right? And so there's a lot of sun stuff going on. So they have radiance tips at the end of their description in the guidebook. The layout is cool. And the radiance tip is this: create a vision board of what you want to achieve, get specific about the imagery you add, then contemplate how these dreams will benefit others and come up with something you can do every day to inch closer to that. So, I mean, that's kind of a cool, like, kind of feature of this particular guidebook. But those were the two things that stood out to me really out of all the cards I drew of like what you needed to know, like what could be helpful. But
I love how positive that is. Yeah.
Right. And ending with the 9 of Pentacles is a good outcome for me any day of the week.
Yep. Let's see what Sharona's saying in there. Sharon says, I love the artwork on Mary's new Oracle deck, the White Lions. The cards Dax has beautiful artwork. Sharona says Mercury goes direct on January 18th. And she did say she was submitting after the 18th. So that makes a lot of sense. So let's everybody keep our fingers crossed for her radio show tomorrow, that no technical problems with Blog Talk like it likes to have. But also she says that's also why my big show on quote unquote what the tarot has to say about 2023 is going to be on Sunday, January 22nd. So she's doing a big show also on the 22nd. What the tarot has to say about 2023. I can't wait to hear that. That's going to be great. Sharon asks Sharona if she is having someone professional helping her submit. Okay, let's see if there's any other comments, questions. Nancy Ramsey's in there now. I see Kush and Sabrina. Oh, Nancy Ramsey says, I would love for you to pull a card for me today. Happy New Year's to you all. We didn't do Nancy yet, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I think she's gonna
I think it's your turn.
Yeah, I think she's gonna have Judgment shows up. I think you're gonna have a cosmic wake-up call, not just now and this month, but like literally this year. I think it's gonna be big. That's that's what I'm getting. Feelings from that. And there's a little bit of the Two of Cups working on, balancing the finances and everything. But look for that cosmic wake-up call to show up. I think it's something big, some massive change here in 2023. And the only caveat I'm getting is the 5 of Swords. So a lot of times with the 5 of Swords, you may win, but at what cost? It's the old thing, the old adage that people tell men when they're married. It's like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? So I'm just going to leave it at that and see what Mary pulls for Nancy there. Okay,
Nancy, I'm pulling a card right now. I'm shuffling. Lyran Oracle. We'll get those 5th dimensional white lion beings giving you a message. This is exciting. Ooh. Okay, so this is the back of the card, by the way. And the card that you got is the Merge. You can see that. And there's a message at the bottom. It's saying, in the depths rests the treasure. So it may be a year to kind of go deep. And I pulled a tarot card for you as well. And I got the 3 of Wands. I love this deck, really. Look at that beautiful 3 of Wands. And to me, often the 3 of Wands is a card of assessment. It's saying like, okay, now's a good time to just kind of take a look at everything, are things the way that you want them to be? Have you really, gone down and dug deep and found a treasure in certain aspects of your life? And if you haven't, it's a time to kind of let some things go. So I feel like there's a sense of like, this is a year where you kind of, I'm not saying you don't have it together, but where you really have a chance to recalibrate and to kind of make adjustments to things so that they can thrive and go ahead. It's like pruning the dead leaves and branches so that beautiful tree that is your life can blossom.
Awesome.
That's what I got.
Awesome. Well, we need to get back to the phone lines, but before we go there real quick, I have some exciting news because, it's the new year and the holiday sale ended. Normally I do a New Year's sale, but this year, instead of a New Year's sale, we're introducing a whole new lifetime membership. This is basically a one and done deal. So we have our subscription based membership where it's basically $1 a month. You pay $12 a year. And that gives you access to apply for certification, which is $124 per level or 2 payments of $67. You get $100 off my course, yada, 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 yada. But a lot of people, just like Netflix, they don't like subscriptions. They just want to pay it once and be done. Okay. So we've created this lifetime membership here in January. First of all, you're going to be paid up for life. That's a $480 value. Where do I get that from? Well, the $12 a month times 40 years, $480. So roughly in there, $300 to $600 savings on just the membership alone. You pay once, you're a member. And included in that, we're throwing the whole kitchen sink in with this, folks. So my Tarot by the Numbers course, Tarot and Numerology, it's $297. It's included in the lifetime membership. You get instant free access. Certified Tarot Reader, your professional reader certification, CTR, normally $134. That's included. And those that are lifetime members, if you apply for higher certifications, it'll be, instead of $134, it'll be $67 one payment. And so there's 2 ways to do it. One is $78 gets you started. It's 3 payments of $78 monthly. You pay $78 now, a month later, and a month later, and then you're done. You're paid up for life, and all this is included. Or you can save even more and make a single payment of $197, and you're a lifetime member, and you get all of this. All you got to do is go over to thetarotguild.com, and you'll see this banner right there on the main page. Click on that. It'll take you over to our membership page, tell you how you can sign up for free. Yeah, we have a free membership, and tells you all about our lifetime membership, because there's a lot more included than just these 4 things. These are the big ones, but there are a ton of benefits of joining the guild. And now you can do it one and done with the lifetime membership. Also wanted to mention real quick before we get back to the phones, if you want to grab Mary and I a cup of coffee, go to coffee.tarottoday.live and you can send us something in the tip jar there. And then, of course, our tag team readings, tagteam.tarottoday.live. You can book a reading with me and Mary just like we do on the show, only it's going to be private. And we'll get on Zoom and spend, 30, 40 minutes with you instead of 5 or 2 like we do on the show, right? Awesome sauce. So go check all that out. And let's go over to the phone lines, Mary, and see who's there. I think we can squeeze in another call. Let's see. Is 845 back? I think this might be the 845. Hello, caller. What's your name?
Hi, yes.
From?
Thank you so much. My name is Catherine. I'm calling from New York. Sorry, I had you on speaker and was walking around.
Oh, okay.
I missed my time. Ran back to the phone. I was like, oh no. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for taking me back. I was just wondering, please.
if there's anything I need to know, I have an upcoming project
Mhm.
that I want to do. It's a film. I was wondering if there's anything I need to know forward with it.
Are you up first, Mary? I can't remember now.
I can be. Okay, sure. Is there anything you need to know about this upcoming film project? Okay.
Interesting question. We don't get ones like that.
I do. I get a lot of them. But yeah, so the card that I pulled comes up here. It's really interesting. Here's the back of the cards. It's saying have purpose. Your journey is worthwhile. So this film project is worthwhile. But there's also something about being a workaholic too. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know, and I know that the film industry is like it's like a breeding ground for workaholics. It really is. So I would just say, just watch the balance. Okay. That you're also taking time to kind of turn it off. Okay. But that's mainly, I think this is great, and congratulations. And I wish you much success with it, but let's see what Dax is getting.
Yeah, I just totally agree, especially the, like for instance, I got the temperance card, and a lot of times that's talking about the marrying of opposites. It's also a lot of work. It's the alchemy card. It's like doing all these things that are completely separate in the background to make this one thing happen. Okay. And so, yeah, don't get stretched too thin. I don't know if you're already working with other people, but a King of Cups shows up here, so you can get help on this.
Fantastic.
Directing, producing.
Do you sense it's somebody I know already?
No. I don't think this is somebody already involved. I think that's why it showed up, to be looking for this other person. Might still be in your sphere of influence, your group, your familiars. It still may be within in that professional group area, maybe even friends. But I don't think it's somebody you looked at yet to help you with this. I think that's why it's coming up. The other thing is, remember I said it's a 7-day, it's that, research and things along those lines. And I get the 7 of Swords, so it's literally taking a look at what's going on behind the scenes, no pun intended. Yes. Yeah. So it's, the feeling I'm getting is, contracts, dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, that kind of thing. But in general, I think it's really awesome. I go along with Mary on that. I hope that helped you out.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you both so much. Happy New Year. Thank you.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We'll see if we can squeeze in another call. There's also only one other question in the chat, so I wanted to grab that. Thank you. I expect a year of not only change but transformation. Nancy, yes, that's exactly what that cosmic wake up call card was talking about.
Wonderful.
Judgment. But oh God, where was it was Rimsha. What major changes are coming towards me this year? Okay. So we'll do that one real quick, and then we'll take another phone call if there's time here. Let's see, pull some cards. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Major changes. Oh, yes, you're going to be able to do it this year. Oh, yes. So card 18, and there's an 8 in that card. And then I get literally an 8 card, success, but 8 reduces to 9. 9 is the end of a cycle. And what's going on in both of these cards is you're finally going to be able to let go and reestablish yourself. Here's the Knight of Cups coming up also. That's going to be you. Okay. So emotionally fulfilled is the main thing, but these cards of ending, like, the moon, and although 8 is abundance in numerology, what's actually going on in this card is letting go of emotional baggage and moving in the typical versions of the card is going up a hill, so moving onward and upwards. And here he's opened the doors and he's walking out towards the light and leaving the cups being emotions behind. Okay, so you're going to finally be able to do this year, release all the emotional baggage. Did you pull a card, Mary? What'd you get?
Yes, I did. Okay, so for Rimsha, I actually did the 3-card oracle reading again. I think I'm calling it the Elements of Heavenly Alliance, just combining the titles of the deck.
That's your like whole new thing.
Right. I just now have a whole new thing as of today. But this, if you can read the message, I can read it for you. New idea. It's time for a new idea this year. And this is connected to major change. And it's talking about bringing your dream to life. So whatever dream you have, another clue that comes in is about tuning into the rhythm of nature and connecting through nature, connecting spiritually with nature has an impact. But this really ties into what you were saying, Dax, and you're reading. Look at the imagery in this white lion card.
God, I love that. It's almost the same thing too. Only he was walking out, but she's got it behind her. I love that.
And it's arrival. It's about being in alignment. It's also about getting to a point where everything is okay. All is well is another message of the card. And it is a card of healing, achieving some healing, So think about what it is in your life where healing is needed, and a new idea about that. There's a connection, and connecting with nature is going to be helpful as well. But those are the things that come up.
What a synchronicity there too. I'm going to leave you up, Mary, because you're up next. We're going to squeeze in one more call, and then we're done for the day, folks.
I was going to say, look at the astrology clock. It's late.
Yeah, the astrology clock says we're half past the unicorn or something. I don't know. We're going to 859.
5 minutes after the Ram.
Are you there, 859? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm Lisa. I'm calling from Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, we got to do this real quick. So what's on your mind, Lisa?
Okay. I just wanted to know, it's more of a question for like my family as a whole. Will this year bring about an end to like the turbulence that we have like suffered for the last year? Like, will it bring about like some goodness this year?
Right. What can you expect when it comes to that turbulence and just the tough kind of things you've been dealing with as a family? Is this year going to be any different? Are the clouds parting? Right. Well, I'll tell you what, I think some things are going to be different. Sure. But I also feel like it's not necessarily the year where everything gets better. There's something that still is going to need to be addressed this year. And that comes in the form of the 7 of Swords. And underneath that is the 9 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles above it. What money issue is still causing turbulence in the family? That's how I would look at that. Or, because it's surrounded by all those Pentacle cards. Or basically, who hasn't been able to really maybe talk straight, to be honest, to be open, where is there's a sense of deception. Sometimes it comes up with the 7 of Swords. In order to get past, the turbulence seems tied to this. Okay. And so in order to get past it, we don't get past it by just, avoiding the elephant in the room. So that's what I'm getting with that. We do have the 7 of Pentacles. So I do see slow growth and improvement. So you could expect that this year with the situation. I don't think it's going to be as crazy or as intense, but we still got some work to do, but let's see what Dax is getting.
Yeah. And everything I'm getting is going right along with what Mary just said, Lisa. And just real quick, because we got to get out of here. We're at the end of the show. But this change that has to happen that Mary's talking about involves the King of Swords. And if you're not on our YouTube channel, be sure to go over to the YouTube channel and watch the replay. Scroll all the way to the end for your reading. And because you got to see these cards. The King of Swords. This person in your family is what it deals with, and it's some kind of decision that needs to be made that is not being made. And I think Mary mentioned like the financial, involving something financially. Okay. But then if you guys can come together and work together, I got 3 cards. 3 is creativity and communication in numerology, 3 of coins. Okay. And that's about multiple people working on a project together. So it's talking about, if you can get them together, make this decision, especially the King of Swords, okay, and work together through this, then you get the other 3 card, 3 of Cups, which is celebration. There you go. Looks awesome to me. It can happen. It's going to take some work though. Just like Mary said. Well, we're at the end of the show, Mary. Let's see if anybody said anything. Everybody's saying goodbye, I think, in the chat.
Bye,
there.
everybody.
Yep. And don't forget
for watching.
Yeah. Tune in.
Subscribe.
Tune in for Sharona's show. I always forget to do the subscribe thing. It's like hit the subscribe button and do the bell.
Please.
We're more interested in taking care of our listeners and viewers. Anyway, but I just wanted to say shout outs to everybody in the chat. If we didn't get to your question today, call into Sharona's show tomorrow. And of course, we'll be back here on the YouTube channel on Monday. So we'll be back anyway. We're coming back. So goodbye, everybody. And thanks, Mary, for being here. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you, Dax. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.